at the ground floor. Two gentlemen at the door saw the need for behavioral practices at the core. Podcast, audio, video to the masses in hopes that the reach and impact the masses.
In the podcast system, thought-provoking content is considered especially heinous. In Long Beach, California, the two men dedicated to discussing these topics are members of an elite squad known as the Doormen. These are their stories.
Okay, let's try this once again.
Never stops.
Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the Doormen. We are those guys, man. I'm Evangelist, if you don't remember.
Steven in the building.
Hey, we apologize for taking such a long break. Not that you guys care, but
Yeah.
we have been away from these microphones for about a month.
Yes.
And
Sometimes you got to step away.
yeah.
You know?
And believe it or not, this is a retake. This is take two. Because earlier,
they believe it.
earlier
They believe it.
we were talking to ourselves.
We had gold material early that was not being recorded.
I mean, he was mentioning things about Nostradamus.
Yeah,
like,
we were deep.
like we know something about that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thought was,
Just essentially, he's full of shit.
well, I mean,
And where's the chapter in his book that predicts us going through this psychosis that we're going through now?
again,
Where he says the leader of the free country is much like the donkey in the field.
the donkey. You know what? Again, and then we were just making the point that if you're observant enough and you see patterns, right?
Yeah.
You'll start to zone in on patterns, right? You'll start to blur names and faces, and then you'll just recognize that everything is just a pattern, right? I mean, we see that trends and fads are real cyclical, as he stated when we were rambling. Yeah, you know, everything is patterns. So if you observe close enough and you tune in and you're in tuned, you can probably predict things that may or may not happen in the future.
So maybe psychics can't see into the future as much as they pay attention to their surroundings.
Oh, maybe.
Right?
That's a thought. That's a thought. That's a hell of a thought.
So by definition, I should be clairvoyant. Because I am too observant.
I don't know how observant you truly are. As I watch you in a room full of people and you're on your phone.
You know, in that moment when I'm observing,
What are you observing?
in that room full of people, nobody there is capable of holding my attention. Therefore, I go to Angry Birds because that captivates my attention. People in a room, and you're just like, yeah, this room is boring.
Jesus Christ.
These people have nothing to add.
And see that's your mistake though, right? Because it's not them that needs to add to you. It's you that needs to
You
contribute
know
to
me
them.
better than most.
It's
And
you.
if
that
I
needs to
give
contribute
somebody
to
30
them.
seconds and they say some stupid shit, I've written them off.
No. See,
Written them off.
it kind of reminds me of the advice that I heard a great man give. The minute you do things in response to someone else, you've handed over power, right? It's about you dictating what the fuck's going on.
But you are watching me on my phone. So you're not totally enthralled with the room either.
I'm watching you on your phone because you're the only one in the room on your phone.
Right.
As everyone else is in conversation.
Conversation is boring.
Well, I mean, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with things that are in your wheelhouse. So
So what would I add to that conversation?
Well, you know, you could add what you would do had you any experience with that, whatever that subject matter was.
Okay.
How would you instill your expertise into whatever that subject matter was?
Anger.
Yeah. And then those ideas would bounce off of the people around you, and then they would feed in and give you some. And it would be it'd be a tennis match.
I've been watching this. It's called Talking Sopranos podcast on HBO Max.
Okay. The daughter and
No, it's Bobby Bacala, the guy who played Steve Sciarippa and Michael Imperioli. So Bobby Bacala and Christopher Moltisanti from the show.
Ah,
They rewatch the episodes and they talk about it. And watching that, I realized that I'm the Bobby Bacala of this podcast, and you are the Moltisanti. Only because the guy, Michael Imperioli, he's like I'm not sure if he's a Buddhist or he's very like deep into his thoughts.
very spiritual.
Like deep into the thoughts of the episode.
Yeah.
And Bacala's like, come on. You know?
Yeah,
There's an episode where somebody writes into him and gives this long drawn explanation about how The Sopranos has underlying gay tones everywhere you look. Like Tony Soprano was gay, all of them, right? And anybody who's seen The Sopranos knows that.
Remember the character in there that was actually gay?
Yeah, Vito.
Vito.
And Ralphie. But this guy has this whole thing, and the Michael Imperioli reads it, and he's like, I don't know, the guy's got a point. And Bacala goes, send me that paper so I can wipe my ass with it, because that guy's full of shit. Fuck him. That's us.
Hey, I mean, come
You're
on.
like, oh yeah, it does have some validity, and I'm like, fuck, what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, I think you need that, man, right? You need some depth, but then you also need the guy who's able to just brushing everything under their, letting the fucking water go under the bridge.
It's depth, or you go up in the air so high that you need to be grounded.
Right. You know what my wife says? I'm the kite and she's the string.
Yes.
Without her, I'd be fucking floating in the atmosphere and shit.
If that's the case, I am the 4-ton anchor, and Shelby is the jet ski.
Oh, because she'd be zooming, zooming, just gunning.
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm an anchor that you couldn't go anywhere if you tried.
Hey, great role to play. Great role to play, man. I need it. I need to be anchored because Lord knows, I'm like a feather.
Or maybe Shelby is the brake on the train and I'm the bullet train. That's probably more realistic.
Okay. Well,
because yesterday
when you're angry, there's definitely a bullet.
Yes, we went to Knott's yesterday, as I told you, and just paying attention to everything around you. Parents have lost their fucking way.
Yeah.
These kids walking around Knott's. First of all, you need to have, if you're under 17, you need to have an adult companion. Like, you cannot be walking around the park with a group of 15-year-olds without an adult that's 21 or older or something like that. Right? So walking around, you see all these groups of kids walking around with no adult supervision. And I just remember going to Knott's or like theme parks and younger. Like, I never was that kid that was in the line like, oh, fuck this and fuck that because my parents weren't around. I was under the impression that my mom or my grandparents or somebody
was somewhere around the
always
corner,
around.
watching you.
Right. I never acted like that. We were in line for a ride last night, and these kids were being, assholes. And Shelby can see it because she said I don't hide my face well. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I hide my face pretty well.
No.
Okay.
No.
And I wanted to fucking strangle each one of them because they're getting louder and more aggressive with each other. And there's like one girl and 15 guys, right? And they're all trying to be the badass for the one girl, right? And it's just like, I wanted to say, why don't you guys fuck off somewhere? I didn't. But so we just dealt with it. But she's always telling me, hey, relax.
I think I told you the story about a time when me and some buddies went to Not Scary Farm. And this was not too long ago. This was a couple years back.
Yeah.
So we're in line. And you know how people do that, hey, excuse me, I'm going to the front. Excuse me, I'm going to the front. About 4 or 5 dudes. Maybe I think at least 4 or 5 of them come doing that. Hey, excuse me, we're going up ahead. And I'm like, first off, I can't stand that shit.
Right.
I'm like, we're in line. I mean, if we all decided we wanted to, do the same thing you're doing,
who's going to stop?
We'd all be fucked.
Right.
And then so these guys, I'm 4 or 5 of them. They just pass us up, and then I'm thinking to myself, where are all fucking 4 of you going?
Right.
And then so they end up probably about let's say 10 10 yards ahead of us. And then they stop
Right.
in the line. So I'm thinking to myself,
Nah.
I don't see anyone that is accepting of them being there.
Right.
So I walk up and I ask everybody around. I was like, hey, guys, do you guys know these dudes? Are these guys with you? And everybody's like, no.
No, sir. No.
And then, so I say, hey, you four, get the fuck behind me. I said, come on, let's go. Oh, do you work here? I was like, no, I don't work here. But you're not going to fucking cut me, homie.
All right.
Get you and all your boys, get the fuck. What are you going to do? I was like, you stay there long enough, you're going to find out what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Get the fuck. He's like, why do you have to do this? I said, that is some fucking rude shit.
Right.
Get
Your parents have failed you.
So these guys are mumbling to themselves, fucking man, and as they walk right behind us. So they move from that space up there to spaces behind us. And all my buddies, all the truck drivers, right? They're like, bro, these guys just follow directions.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they're gonna fucking follow directions. I'm gonna drag everyone.
It's like the Chargers offense: 10-yard gain, 15-yard loss.
Yeah. His phone has a trajectory of.
Just saying.
Hey, but you know what though, man? With Jim, Harbaugh, coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Come on, baby, it's coming, dog.
You have no receivers.
Bro, did you see that rookie that we picked up?
Oh yeah. Terrifying.
McConkey?
I'm terrified.
McConkey?
You're a lineman?
No, lad McConkey. Anyway, I had no clue who he was. Right, as soon as we pick him
You
up,
still got no clue who he is.
he's a receiver.
Oh.
Hey, as soon as we pick him up, then I go watch a bunch of highlights. I'm like, yo, this guy's.
You know what
awesome.
you should look up Xavier Worthy's highlights.
Let me guess.
Fastest 40 in combine history.
Let me guess. That's your new
Oh yeah.
golden boy.
And we got Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Ah, shit.
Game.
I don't know, man.
Over.
That guy, he had a great start.
Yeah, but he was on the fucking Cardinals for the past 3 years.
Yeah, he had a great start, and then he just,
Went to the Cardinals
yeah.
with no quarterback. Anyway, so these kids, right?
Murray, you had Murray over there.
Garbage.
What are you talking about?
Bro, he is the worst quarterback in football.
Bro.
I don't understand.
Wow, I don't understand.
Doesn't study. Can't complete a pass. And he's 4'11".
Okay, all right. But he's athletic as shit.
Hurt.
He's got a cannon for an arm.
Yeah, when he's on the field. So these kids, I want to fuck them up. And Shelby was the voice of reason. And then the last ride we rode on, there's this part. And I know I shouldn't. She said I shouldn't mock people's life decisions. But this person, at night, at Knott's, touching every fucking thing around, wearing a mask. I couldn't fucking believe it. And breathing in a mask, you could see them. They're about to pass out. They're taking those deep breaths in a mask. The thing's sucking to her face and then blowing out. Sucking to her face and blowing out.
Well, let me guess. She was plus sized.
No.
Oh, okay. She wasn't plus sized.
100% single. That's for sure.
Wow.
But I just couldn't believe it that it's still around.
Me either.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean, people don't understand the dangers of breathing with the mask on.
And it was the N95 mask. It wasn't like the paper mask.
Yeah.
This is the one that folded around everywhere and was like, you guarantee she had a face mask tan.
Yeah, like prolonged periods of breathing with a mask on when, you know, the composition of the different gases you're
it's
supposed
bad.
to be breathing
It's all
in
bad.
is not right. That's not good. It's not fucking good at all, bro.
I mean, I immediately looked at Shelby and she's like, don't even fucking say a word. I'm like, okay.
I mean, what's there to say?
I just thought, I wanted to be like, hey,
You're
are you
like,
okay?
My friend.
Are you under duress?
Yeah. Hey, I've been seeing this. I've been seeing this video about this lady pointing out the most repeated phrase in the Bible. It makes an appearance 365 times, and the phrase is "Don't be afraid" or "Be not afraid" or you know, something like that. But that's the world that we live in, right? Fear. It's a fear-driven world. And people move in fear. They They just live in fear, and that's like it's the worst thing. It's the worst. It produces the worst outcomes. Your life is just, it produces nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you live in fear.
Locks you in a box.
Absolutely. I mean, it's life itself is a roll of the dice. But you have to actually roll the fucking dice, bro.
Hey, from one of the greatest movies ever made. Quote, life's a risk, carnal.
You in that Disney movie, dog. This guy loves.
He hates blood and blood.
Fucking dude, that's
He
the
hates
Disney.
it.
Listen, I know there was a bunch of controversy surrounding American Me, man, but that was probably the most authentic.
I can't fucking stand that movie.
Dude, you would much rather watch the Disney version.
No, do you want to know why I don't like American
opposed-
Me? We've had this discussion. The fucking movie is narrated in rhymes. The whole fucking thing is rhymes.
Bro,
He's like,
if you
hey, I was in a box and then I got out of jail and I saw a fox. What the fuck are you talking about?
dude, if you ever listen to old cholos, that's a lot of them used to.
My grandpa doesn't talk like that.
Hey, I'm saying, was your grandpa from LA?
Yes.
I don't know, bro.
Yes.
Because if you listen to some old school, I want to say back in the 70s, 80s.
Calling it out, grandpa. Oh, my grandpa was a full-fledged adult in the 70s.
But again,
He had children.
I'm just saying.
Multiple children by then.
I'm just saying. The
The 70s. Everybody was,
Southsiders that I
everybody was
remember.
fucking high as fuck.
Hey, the Southsiders that I remember back then. Hey, Cinderella, like fucking your boy Popeye. And,
Hey, that's from the Disney movie.
But that's the Disney movie, yeah. But that little rhyme talk, that was a thing. I mean, maybe not everybody spoke that way, but
It's stupid.
It was a thing.
And it ruins the movie. Okay?
They're like, hey, what do you mean, Jelly Bean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Stupid. Anyway.
Hey, I'm just saying. It was a thing.
Well, my Disney movie had a good comparison to what we were talking about at the time. Yours, not so much.
But
So,
it's Disney.
and speaking of Disney and your boy The Rock, fucking guy. So let me ask you a question. Being a Samoan proud man as you are,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
when you saw Hobbs and Shaw, and he goes back to the island of Samoa to get his family's help,
Right.
and his brother answered the door, and it's a British guy who's not Samoan playing the head of household. Offended?
Not offended, right? Our people, the numbers is so small, right? Where the islands, the Samoan Islands are small. There's the island of Tutuila, and then there's the island of Upolu, right? And then there's some other ones. There's Savai'i, there's Manua, but we're such a small population that any kind of attention that our people get into the mainstream, and I don't care who plays them, you're giving us the neon sign pointing
So
to our
you're
people,
telling me
giving us attention.
if that door opened in that movie and Charlie Sheen was playing the brother, you'd be okay with it?
I mean, hey, I have some family members who look white, and they are Samoans. I mean, they speak the language fluently. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're pointing to the idea that we exist, right, on a world stage.
The lady that
That's
played
a
his
great-
mother in that movie, I firmly believe she was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Should've got
but so our like, if you look at Samoans, Tongans, people from Cook Islands, from Niue, we all kind of look the same. So you could have had anybody playing that woman, any woman from any of them islands playing that woman. You know what I mean? And it would have worked, right? But the idea that they were pointing to Samoa, they were like, "Yo, these are Samoans." I mean, it's kind of a proud thing, right? It's kind of like, it's the equivalent of saying, "Hey, look at the Acevedos," right? How would you feel? Like, imagine it was
If The Rock was playing my grandpa in a biography, I'd be like, what the fuck?
But they mentioned the last name in that.
No, the Last Stand is fine, but it's the depiction. Like obviously, my grandpa wasn't 6'4", 280 pounds. Of
I'd have
solid
been
muscle.
proud if my grandfather was 6'4" and 280 pounds of solid muscle.
I'd have been like,
Gramps.
yeah, in real life, sure,
Yeah, okay.
in real life. But
You savage.
I'd be like, Jesus, really? Yeah. Or if they opened the door and it was Idris Elba. Come on, dude. What the fuck? What are we talking about?
Now that's another
Michael Clark Duncan.
That's another island, bro. That's a whole other island, man. Hey, those Fijians, bro, they get past for them.
Maybe I'm like old school thinking that it should look like the person, be the person.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But that that's kind of like the I don't know. That's the argument that those guys, the dwarfs, were making. They're like, yeah, man, it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and you've got regular human beings over there.
Yeah, dumb.
Yeah, I get it.
I
get your point, bro.
And it's yeah, I don't know. The Rock is probably top 10 worst actors in cinematic history.
He had one good role, and that was the initial role.
Get Shorty.
The Rundown, bro.
Oh, The
Come
Rundown.
on, we have talked about this. The Rundown was probably his best role, and then the problem became that every role he played after was the character from The Rundown.
Right.
Just
When you're 6'4",
over.
280 pounds of solid muscle, you can't play a lawyer. You can't
What about
play.
a rom-com? You think that guy would have done well in a rom-com?
No.
No.
Because he's just a fucking huge guy.
Can you imagine him playing the part in the Notebook?
No. See, that's my point. I could see him in a Medea movie, though. He was, actually, in one of them.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He was in a Medea movie.
Yes.
No, he was
Yes,
not.
he was.
He was not.
Yes. He was I
Bro.
think it was Medea movie.
I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, he was a lawyer at the end.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, if you're watching.
Sold his soul.
So he didn't cross-dress, did he?
No, he was a lawyer that was the girls ended up being. Oh, it was not Tyler Perry. It was a Tyler Perry movie, not a Medea movie.
Oh.
Why Did I Get Married 2?
Oh, shit. He made an appearance.
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay. Wow.
He was the lawyer at the end that was supposed to Janet Jackson's love interest. Gay? Big old stupid. And he was scrawny too. He wasn't even Big Rock. He was like
Little Rock? 220?
Yeah. 220. I mean, he's still jacked, but not like he is. Not like now.
Dude, that dude.
He wouldn't be able to hold a helicopter flying away and a tow truck with a chain in that movie.
Shit, dude. The fucking Rock, man. I mean, he just has the physique where he can get away with that kind of exaggeration.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would believe that he could single-handedly stop a tank from behind and shit. He's just got that physique, bro. You'd think that he's
Oh, in the movies, yeah.
capable. Yeah.
Like in that one Fast and Furious movie where he leaned out of the truck and moved a missile.
Yeah. That's possible.
He's like, hold on.
Like, do you see those arms, bro? Do you see those fucking arms, man?
Moves a missile. Oh, let me just guide that out of the way.
Got it right into the ocean, man.
Man.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's my Uncle Rock, man. Hey, shout out to the Uncle Rock, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, you did sell your soul, but
Yeah.
still,
You definitely.
I still claim your family.
I liked you when you were just a wrestler.
I mean, I liked you in the beginning of your acting conquest, but you just became too much.
What was the Rundown, and then what? There's another Walking Tall
That was a good one.
remake.
Yeah.
Too much of a creative stretch for him.
Well, I mean, come on. How many remakes are we seeing today?
Now it's
over
fucking
it.
stupid.
Like, no one has an original thought anymore.
Nope.
Right? No one has the last, well, I mean, there's probably been more, but the last good, I want to say, newest concept in a movie that I ever seen, what was it called? Inception? The one with
Yeah.
Leo? That fucking brilliant.
The Revenant was good.
Yeah, Revenant was good, but the Inception was the next level thought process.
You know who's a good example of like movies with a thought process is Tarantino.
Oh, great dude. That guy makes movies. He makes real.
That Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie was a great concept.
You know that movie I still haven't seen.
You should watch it.
I still haven't seen one.
So you know about the whole.
Probably the only Tarantino movie I haven't
Is that
seen.
Sharon Tate? Is that who that was? That was killed by the
by the
Manson
Manson
the
family.
Manson members.
I think so.
Yeah. So this movie is a concept of that crime, but if it didn't happen, if it was stopped. Great fucking movie.
Oh,
Great
shit.
movie. Great movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the ending scene is unfucking believable.
Hey, because those guys were like Hollywood
High ups.
elites.
Yeah.
Those people
So
that murdered.
Leo's character plays an actor in Hollywood that's getting older, but he has his house that lives next to Sharon Tate, and I think it was, I forgot who she was married to at the time. Somebody else big.
Right.
But it prevents it. Instead of them getting into Sharon Tate's house, they go to Leo's house mistakenly. And it's unbelievable.
And they get stopped?
Brad Pitt for that movie. I'm not sure if he got an Oscar, but he should have.
I mean, Brad Pitt is one of the greats, man, as far as acting is concerned. You know what's funny is I went back. I mean, not to get off the subject, but I went back and watched Legend of the Falls. Mm-hmm. Didn't like his part of that movie. I thought it was corny, but overall, like, you know, throughout his career is fun.
I mean, think about
Amazing.
he's jumped around, right? He's been the heartthrob, he's been the badass, he's been the goofy guy, he's been that movie Bullet Train.
Oh yeah,
that was a good movie.
Good movie. Good movie.
Yeah.
And for the entirety of that movie to have taken place in a fucking train.
And he kind of plays a bumbling idiot, but he's still kind of a badass.
Yeah.
Right.
I Sandra Bullock, right? As brief as an appearance as she made in that, I don't know. She's always going to be a favorite of mine.
Yeah. She's a solid individual.
Solid. Yeah. But the remakes in Hollywood.
I can't wait for the Ten Commandments remake.
God.
Why don't they remake those movies, do you think?
They do over and over and over.
They haven't
again.
remade the Ten Commandments.
They've
Or Ben-Hur.
Did you see recently? It was a Moses movie about Moses. I forget what the name of it was called. But all of those things are just basically remakes, right? Why don't we see more? I mean, technology has, you know, gone through the roof, right? We're pre-Terminator. We're pre-Terminator right now. We're pre-AI taking over the world right now, right? Why hasn't the creativity, met the advancement in technology?
Well, because the technology is used for the creativity, right? We could make this movie made a shit ton of money. Let's remake it with the new technology.
Yeah, but
Like, there's another I Am Legend coming out. Did you know that?
why?
Because Will Smith is probably hurting for some cash. I don't know.
Well, it's going to be I Am
Yes.
Legend 2
Yes.
with Will Smith.
And Michael B. Jordan.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know what?
The new Bad Boys came out.
I saw that. I didn't see the movie, but I seen that it came out.
It's hard for me to get into that movie. It feels so forced.
I mean, I think, a lot of people may be over it already, but that whole debacle with him and Chris Rock, it just kind of, and then after that, the everything like resurfacing about Jada and all that she did, and it's kind of like, I don't know if I'll ever see a Will Smith movie the same.
It's exhausting. You can't even look at a Will Smith movie from old and not have those feelings.
I can't even watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and be like, yo,
dude.
That fun-loving guy there.
Yeah.
It's
like the original Bad Boys is shit now. Because you're just like,
oh, God.
this fucking
Hey,
guy.
all you're thinking about is like Jada banging that little kid.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
And
dude,
he's just like thinking he's king of the world.
Right.
Poor
I
guy.
can't even watch what was it, Menace to Society, because of Jada's part in it anymore. It's like,
Yeah, we watched The Nutty Professor the other night, Shelby and I, and it's just like, she's in this movie.
yeah.
And then anybody who thought that her hair was real and she didn't have a hair problem in The Nutty Professor, legally blind. Legally blind.
He's like,
Oh my god. It's like a Barbie cap. It's just like snapped on her head.
like a Lego. It's a
Didn't
Lego
move.
piece.
Didn't move at all.
No. It didn't have like the natural ebb and flow of
It's like
hair.
it's like a helmet. If she turned this way, it didn't move.
It's a skull cap.
Yeah.
It's a skull cap with hair. I mean, not to be overly doing it, pouncing on her alopecia, but yeah, everything that came out is just, and you know that's the problem. I think that's the problem when people seek to be public figures, right?
Yeah.
Like when you want that type of attention and you make that your life, it's you know, everything's going to come with it. All of your flaws are going to be out on display.
Sure.
You're just going to be under a microscope. So everything that happens in your life is just going to be scrutinized in that way. So
Right.
is that, I don't know, is that a healthy thing, right? To chase that type
Well,
of fame?
Did you watch the Tom Brady roast?
I did. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I watched it.
Hey, give me your top 3 roasters.
Nikki Glazer.
Number 1.
I like Jeff Ross,
Yeah.
even though he
good.
was.
I mean, he's supposed to be the master, right? But I think Nikki Glazer and Tony Hinchcliffe
Yeah, he was a good
outshine.
one.
Dude.
And what's his name? The goofy guy with the, not the Santino guy. Got the stupid guy with the Chachi stash.
Oh, you're talking about Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz.
Yeah, he was good too.
Those are pretty
He was
good.
good too.
But the thing is like, you know what I realized? I was watching that and I realized it about Kevin Hart.
What?
He is one of those comedians that has to have the attention on him at all times, even though somebody else is performing.
Right.
Right? When you're a fucking guy and you're standing up on a joke and clapping and laughing and pointing out and fucking around with somebody, you're and the camera pans from the person at the microphone to Kevin Hart moving around.
Well,
It's
I
like
mean,
you're too much.
In his defense, he was the host of the show.
Yeah, I know, but still, you're not the host at that time when somebody else has the mic. Like nobody gives a fuck that you're laughing, dude.
What
And
about,
then-
about the fact that he's standing up and then he still looks like the same height as everyone sitting down?
Yeah, and then
That's-
and then he goes and he like repeats people's jokes and lasts for like 2 minutes. You're like, bro, you're a fucking loser. I can't
Yeah.
stand Kevin Hart. I don't think he's funny.
I get it.
I don't think he's funny. His first, it's like George Lopez. George Lopez's first comedy special, fire, because it resonated with like my family growing up.
Yeah.
And then the second one was just like regurgitated from the first one. Yeah. And then he gets too political, and then it's just like you're too much. You know?
Yeah.
And then Kevin Hart is trying so hard to not fall into that Cat Williams umbrella of destruction
Sure.
that he's trying too hard.
I get
It's
it.
like Shelby and I made a video last night, and people were like, "Oh my God, you're so funny!" And I told her I wasn't even trying to be funny. I said, "Imagine if I was trying to be funny." She's like, "No, when you try to be funny, you're not funny." And that's Kevin Hart. When he's trying too hard,
Right.
he was even in Hobbs and Shaw. What the fuck for?
I mean,
Just for draw.
again,
Just for
so
draw.
again, I think the culture, right? I think the culture out there is to you're originally chasing the fame, and then once you're out there, and you know whatever it was that you were truly passionate about allows you to get that attention. I think you kind of in the you know kind of the traffic of things, right? You kind of lose yourself, right? Because you're meeting people. Maybe you meet people you've admired who had fame, and then you find yourself kind of an equal to that person now, and then it's like I'm hanging out, and then you kind of lose yourself. I believe you lose yourself,
Yeah, I'm sure.
and then you lose you lose what it was that got you there in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That natural thing that you had. right? That natural thing that you are passionate about. I think it's hard to maintain. It's easy to get there, and then it's hard to maintain.
Well, Andrew Schultz said, let's hear it for Kevin Hart, otherwise known as The Rock's bottom. He's fucking everywhere The Rock is.
Bro.
Like, there was no need for him to be in Hobbs and Shaw. Zero.
Hey, what about Nikki Glazer's? He's Kevin Hart. He's 150 pounds unless The Rock's finished and he's 155 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
It's just like, bro, like, you know, and then, like, her joke about Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Right, in the money, like,
yeah.
I know that's not real.
We know that.
And then he comes up and he does a 30-second bit on her joke.
Bro.
Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'd be so mad.
Well,
I'm like, bro, you just bit my shit. What the fuck are you doing? And they give Carlos Mencia so much shit about stealing people's jokes, right?
Well, I mean,
And it's a different story, but when somebody just lays a joke and you go up there as a host and say, "Oh, that joke was funny," and then he said to me, "I did say that." Fuck you. Like, seriously. So it's I'm not,
that is kind of funny though.
I'm not a comedian. Yeah, but how do we it's just
It's kind of funny because you can imagine him saying that. Like, I did say that.
Yeah. But
like,
again, who cares? Like, let her have her, like, the fact that she killed everybody else on that stage.
Dude, she killed everybody else on stage. But the fact that everyone acknowledged it, right? And they, I mean, because there's kind of something to be said about when people are giving kudos to each other, right? Instead of going up and hating. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, instead of going up and be like, that bitch stole my joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's you say about being under the microscope, right? Why was Kim Kardashian there?
Okay, if you don't know what Netflix does, Netflix tries to it's all about the views, right? So in that special, asking Tom Brady to do that in the first place, or allowing Tom Brady to suggest that, I don't know how it went, right? But having Tom Brady on a roast, bro, you're retired what, a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the purpose of this? All it was is it's a publicity.
Sure.
It's a publicity stunt, right?
But
They want eyes on Netflix. This is the #1 streaming service.
Right.
Look at us. So
I think the fact that when she took the microphone, the crowd booed for 2 minutes straight.
But love it or hate it,
different temperature.
Sure, but love it or hate it, eyes are on that lady, right?
No, I understand. But then
she draws attention.
But then everybody starts laying into her. Mm-hmm. What's his name? The guy you said was good?
Andrew Schultz.
No, the other guy.
Oh, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, laid into her. And then get shit for it. Like, it's a roast. You walk into that building and you sign a paper saying, I'm going to be on this roast. I'm going to do this for this much time. And yeah, I'm exposed. Deal with it. Yeah. You don't fucking get to bitch and piss and moan that you got your shit bare on a roast because you're on a fucking roast. Right. Like, I like a little bit of Tom Brady when he was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that because my ex-wife was mad." Fuck your ex-wife, bro. Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
But I mean, I think every comment made, right? You know that old saying in Hollywood, good attention, bad attention, or good publicity, bad publicity.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Right.
Right. I think that's what it's about. And then everything that's said as a comment about what happened, about the event that got attention, is going to garner even more attention.
Right.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Right.
It's just about, man, I mean, it truly is about keeping the eyes focused in a specific spot. Bam,
again,
watch this.
You do this on Netflix. You're Tom Brady. You sign up for it. And then you have the balls to say, I shouldn't have done it because I didn't know my kids would be exposed to it. Oh my God! Yeah, it's on Netflix,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
And this world we live in, your kids cannot have Netflix. Still see it.
I'm pretty sure that guy knew exactly.
Of course he did.
He knew exactly. But again, right? It's about, I'm going to say the shit and just keep the attention right there. Right. We want people talking about this forever and a day till every eyeball on earth has seen a clip, the entirety, it's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I think, okay.
Well, you know what's funny about when what's his name was talking about Jeff Ross was talking about Robert Kraft. And Tom Brady stood up and was like, don't say that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, Maybe that's why his wife was mad. Like, you stuck up for Robert Kraft and his whoring in a prostitute lounge and didn't get in any trouble for it. But you let these 19 motherfuckers go in on me and my karate instructor boyfriend.
Right. But you know what? Fuck her.
That's my whole point.
Fuck her. Fuck the karate dude. Actually, he's a jujitsu.
Whatever.
He's a jujitsu instructor.
He ain't Tom
can
Brady.
Probably whoop Tom Brady's ass.
He ain't Tom Brady.
Yeah. But check it out, dude. It's the thought that attention, right? The attention is what's needed. Attention equates to effort. Right. Because once attention is brought somewhere, then you're going to have effort shot in that direction. Right. And if you're paying attention, we were talking about being observant. We were talking about like seeing the patterns. Right. If you're paying attention, that is what the ruling class is about. That's what Hollywood. That's what the Hollywood thing is about. All of it is about getting as many people to focus their effort, their energy, their attention in a specific direction, and then they win. Right. And then so we've got to ask ourselves, what the fuck are we going to do individually? Are we going to just be sheep and do exactly what it is they say and say, all right, I'm going to go wander over here because this Netflix special is, or hey, we're going to go over here and we're going to, let's go to this Free Palestine, walk, or we're going to go to this other demonstration, and we're just going to be sheep. I think individually, we all have to really kind of be aware of everything that we put our focus into. Yeah. Right? You got to be intentional. Yeah. You want to be intentional about who the fuck you are, then what it is you're doing. And so if you see things that are like garnering a lot of attention, do your little research from afar, and then decide, okay, is this something that is valuable enough for me to invest my effort, energy, attention to, or it isn't, right?
Did you hear about the on June 1st, I think it was, the LGBTQ plus minus % ampersand, whatever the fuck it is nowadays, was doing their parade, and they bumped into a pro-Palestine march.
Yeah. Free, and it was like a standoff.
Yeah, and instead of them,
no one would move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were just like, oh, okay, well, we'll do our parade from here. We'll just march in place.
Yeah.
And it's like those two groups coming like into each other like that. It's just like, do you guys understand the lunacy in this shit? You're not letting them walk because you're trying to prove a point. Your point would kill this group in a fucking heartbeat. Right. And this group couldn't be here.
Hey, there was another situation where a pro-Palestine group and a patriotic group, a group of patriots met. And it was kind of a shouting match. And then they all started to shout the same thing. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah. And it's, you're like, and then the commentators or the journalists covering that story said, hey, he did say he wanted to be the great unifier.
They're saying, let's go, Brandon. Greatest marketing thing ever. Yeah. And that wasn't even intended.
Right, dude. I don't know how, what's going to happen after November, but it's going to be a fucking firestorm. It's gonna whatever happens is gonna be a firestorm.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. What's his? They're really trying to make it seem like this Hunter Biden thing, right? They're trying to make that nobody's above the law by charging him with the most minimal of his crimes.
Of all the things that he could possibly be charged for. Right. That's what you've chosen.
But it's funny though. They
but it's it's an attention grab.
Right. Well, they picked this idea.
All of this shit is an attention grab, bro.
Right. The Democrats picked this side, this cause for Hunter Biden. Guns and gun control. They're always about gun control. What the fuck are they gonna say now? When the president's son fraudulently bought a gun, right, under false pretenses, saying he wasn't on drugs, right, exactly. He did this. Now what? They don't think far ahead. They just say, "Oh, this is gonna make it seem that nobody's above the law." Like Trump did do all these things, and then you just fucked up your whole goddamn campaign about guns.
Well,
bro, the president's son is guilty of what they're trying to stop.
It's like that cartoon Open Season, and we're all the dog.
Yeah.
We're all the dog, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how easy is it to get our attention? How easy is it to get our heads to turn away from what truly matters?
Right.
What the fuck is mattering, right? We have to know that just the sheer thought of our tax dollars and all the different places it's going.
Yeah.
Right. And then what's currently happening? Taxes are we're just being, especially here in California, we are being taxed for every fucking move we make involving money.
Yep.
Right. Everything. Like they just laid brothers and I bought a truck recently. Right. They just laid a brand new heavy vehicle usage tax.
Right.
Right. And it's like, what?
You know what else they added?
Huh.
I think in the next 2 to 4 years, I think it is. It's a tax on every 30 cents on every mile you drive.
An electric tax, the electric vehicle tax.
That's what it says, but it's not going to be electric vehicles because there's not enough electric vehicles on the road.
Every vehicle.
Every vehicle.
It is absolutely.
The lunacy in that
This
is
is
that you're forcing people to buy electric cars,
But listen-
and they all didn't do it, and then we're all still getting fucked.
This is the shit that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I'm talking about. This is where our attention should be.
Right.
Right. This is where our eyes should be focused in on. They're trying to drain us for every ounce of whatever they can, every ounce of energy that we can produce. As much of that energy as they can siphon for themselves, that's what they're going after.
You know why they're doing this? Because the gas tax that they used to charge
Right.
is running out. And the gas tax is to fix the roads
Right.
and the highways and all that shit. And it's
But again,
gone because people buy electric cars.
But they say this is what it's for and that's what it's for. But we don't, from what it is we're hearing from certain journalistic practices going on right now, we can't even call them, it's all the journalists are bringing things to our attention or whatever. But it's being reported that our money, our tax dollars are going to all of these areas that we have no control over, and we're not necessarily for either, right? We're not necessarily for. Look, again, I'm a pro-Israeli guy. I want them to do whatever it takes for them to do what they got to do, right? I just don't want us having to fund it, right? I mean, that's a group that has plenty of money,
right?
They have access to plenty of resources. Let them do their thing, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to fund it. We don't need our money going to all of these different places in the world before we handle the deficit that our country is facing.
Right.
Before we handle the shit that we need to handle here, within our borders.
But also the lunacy in that tax that they say is to replenish the gas tax because more people bought electric cars than they thought. How do these fuckers sleep at night? You forced electric cars down everybody's throat for the past 5 fucking years.
Wait. Do you think they don't? Do you think they actually care?
No, they don't. But my whole point is that we're paying this tax now because the gas tax is running out. Because the electric cars you force on us to buy are now taking over. And they realize, oh shit, we're not going to have a gas tax anymore because not that many people buying gas.
Right.
We need to tax 30 cents for every fucking mile.
Well, I mean,
if you drove 1,000 miles,
all we have to do is vote these people out of here.
Yeah.
They're not doing what we want. Vote
Overthrow.
them out of here. Get them the fuck out of office. Newsom, our senators here in California.
Trump was in Newport
our representatives.
last weekend, I think.
Was he? Mm-hmm. Bro,
Shut it down, bro.
How much love did that guy get there?
Bro, crazy amount.
He gets love, bro.
Not crazy.
Well, because Orange County,
it's typical.
Yeah,
for
Orange County is that's probably the red dot here in.
It's typical for Orange County, but the fact that there was, he's getting so much, even worldwide. Did you see that rally in England?
In England.
Ooh, boy.
Hey, what about where they were showing pictures? Right, they were showing pictures of I think different leaders and whatnot. And Trump got love.
Yeah.
That dude is loved.
It's because I think people understand he's, at the end of the day, he's going to do what's best for business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they understand that he's not a part of the establishment.
Right. And none of this shit that's happening now would have happened if he was president.
Right.
There'd be no Ukraine shit. There'd
Right.
be no Israel-Palestine shit.
Right.
I mean, Joe Biden got
think
escorted away from the memorial on,
I think the.
what was it? What the fuck was that? When they go through all the...
Oh, yeah.
literally, his wife walked him away.
Right, because he's.
And they had the French president finish recognizing American heroes.
Right.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck.
Weird.
Fuck.
Memorial
fuck
Day,
you.
right?
No, D-Day.
Oh, the D-Day
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Ah, bro.
Like, you literally got walked away like a child
Right.
and had another country's president recognize our American heroes that survived.
I think I saw a video, kind of suggesting that he fucking shit his pants or something.
Probably. Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh shit, dude. Oh wow, that's crazy.
This is the guy signing executive orders.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He's the supposed leader of the free world. Yeah, he outshines Jimmy Carter in. I mean, I wasn't alive during Jimmy Carter's. Was I?
I know.
I was born
One of your rap
77.
songs says "Down since the administration to
I
Jimmy
mean,
Carter."
I was born, but I don't remember. You know, I didn't. I don't think I was like aware. I definitely wasn't aware.
Yeah,
of all the shit that
didn't
he was
affect
doing.
you like it would now.
Right, like now. But it was said that he was the worst, and now Biden has fucking
He's solidified his
cast
place in
a
history.
fucking shadow on that guy. That guy's gonna go down as being a great in comparison to
You know, every
Biden.
president gets their own library, right? When they're done,
What do you think this guy's gonna get?
it should be a porta potty.
He should get.
You go in there and shit your pants like the president.
He should get a fucking pharmacy and shit. Is what he should get.
It's too much. Give him a porta potty because all he does is shit his pants.
I think he shit on this presidency, man. Just shit on it.
You got, some people say they feel bad for him.
Why?
I don't.
You chose this
Yes.
life. You chose it. You chased it.
They're like, oh, well,
40 plus years.
yeah. They're like, oh, he was forced
holding
because
public office?
he was the puppet. Okay, well, nobody forced him to stay in fucking
Right.
politics for 48 years.
Right. Hey, I mean, I don't understand people who won't make decisions for their individual being, for themselves as an individual. You've always got to attach yourself to this group and this organization and that organization. Get fuck off with all that.
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, come on. You gotta know what's best for you.
Like, my thing is, when people say I feel bad, I don't get that. Like, unless you see a child hungry on the corner, what the fuck do you feel bad for?
Yeah. Why feel bad for him? He did it to himself.
Yeah.
All these years.
Right.
I mean, I hope you didn't feel bad for him when he was getting millions of dollars from the Ukraine. And
Did you feel bad
China.
for him when he initiated the crime bill in 1994?
Right.
No, you didn't.
Right. What did he say about his kids not going to school with something about
In an urban jungle.
the jungle or some shit?
Wow.
Right? I don't know.
How dare he?
I don't know, man. And then the idea that we're bringing all this up. I mean, guys, if you want to like know more about it, go and find out, man. Do your research. Look at
Read
that
a
guy's.
book.
Look at that guy's fucking
Yeah, we ain't making
career
this shit up.
as a politician, dude.
Nope.
Go and do the research, man.
We're not
Find out if this is the man that you want leading us into the future.
We're not leaning on our own morals. We're just speaking fact that this guy is not the best for.
And if we're not speaking fact, we're at least pointing to the idea that hey, these ideas exist, right? The idea that we have an evil person in office currently, it exists.
You know what's fact? This was a good episode.
Oh, hey, I mean, I agree.
I think so.
You know why? Because I think we've missed it.
We took time off.
Yeah,
We're vested.
we're vested.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and we're always gonna come back to it.
Well, we have tattoos. We were in this for life.
We're in it for life, dude. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. And that's the Doormen for you.
We'll do this until our wives drag us away because we shit our pants.
And with that, we will leave you.
We gone.